Okay, once we have the actual frog cut in half, now we're going to do UVs on it. So, let's see. No quick way to do this, actually. So, what I'm going to do is grab all the faces on him and go into a top projection and go to Create UVs and hit Planar Mapping. Okay, in UV Texture Editor, and you can get to that by going into Window, UV Texture Editor, I see this. Okay, there's my frog all squished out. Looks like he got hit in the road or something. So now we have to get it so it doesn't overlap. Now here's the fun part, because we have to highlight all the faces on the bottommost of the frog in order for this trick to work. So I ain't lying to you, it's going to be fun. So start highlighting. We want everything that is on the bottom most of the frog. So sometimes it's faster just to, highlight these in bigger groups and go onto a side projection and deselect the ones at the top. I'm doing that unhighlighting them by holding Control down. So Control and Shift to highlight a bunch of these. And Control if I'm missing, Control if I'm got too many. See where I'm deciding to make the cut right down the middle of the middle. If you messed up on your selection, you can always hit undo and you can get most of your selection back. Okay, I'm not going to get greedy here. If I get enough of it, like I've got this whole leg, and I don't feel like I'm going to be able to go all the way through this character without making a mistake and highlight something else. So just the leg, I'm going to go up here and go planar map. So that way I can put the leg over here and deselect it if I need to. So there's my one half of my leg. Now I'm going to go in here and face and get some more of this underside of the character. Upside down frog. Funny. Ever since I started this tutorial, all I could think is Bugs Bunny and that stupid frog that goes, "Hello, my darling." Yeah. Now you know where I'm at. Alright, so let's go in here. Got more. So it's going to be a tough sell on the bottom to decide where that cuts down the center. I'm going to say there and there. That's exactly down the center. And the mouth is going to be another story altogether. Okay. So I got a little bit more. I'm just missing that one leg. Going to go in here. Planar map it. Go into here, move it out of the way. Trying to use my views to the best of my ability here on this frog. UVs are very, very confusing to individuals because UVs are very powerful. Keep in mind, in the industry, it's like there's people that just do UVs. So that's how much of a big of job it is. It's like you got some guy that just sits around doing UVs all day. Did I want that job? Oh no. I'm in the same boat as everybody else. I don't like UVs, but you got to do them right, or it will quickly make or break a character if you don't do them right. Okay, so there we go. Looks like I got just about all of it. This I cut down the center here again. Okay, so top of the projection looks like I got some on the back foot, so I'm going to deselect that. Planar map it. UV texture editor, move it out of the way. See what I've done? Now I'm going to grab the faces in my UV texture editor, all these ones, go back into planar, this right here, the top view, and go planar mapping. Now I got my other half of the frog. Ta-da. Alright, so let's see what else we got. Oh, we got the head. Nasty. Now we're going to do the head of the character, and basically what it comes down to is like getting just the head. And I'm going to just go into UV texture editor real quick. And I'm going to use this view to actually grab the head. So I'm going to go to faces. And I'm going to highlight all of the head. Looks like there's a little piece on here that's missing. And now I'm going to deselect the inside of the mouth. Okay, just like that. And that gives me a good, by grabbing it on this one and not the other one, it gave me the right amount of faces. So I'm going to go into a side projection here. I'm going to go and do a side projection using planar mapping. Then I'm going to kind of look at the model itself, go back to faces, and for the topmost faces I'm going to deselect these, just like that. And I'm going to do a planar mapping from the top too. Move that off to the side. Now I'm going to do just one, well, no, that's all I'm going to do. Okay, let me take a look at what I got here. Okay, so I'm going to go to UV. I'm going to go to shell. And I'm going to move that off to the side. This is the actual mouth. So I'm going to grab these faces. I'm going to go into a front projection. Planar map those. So I got the inside of the mouth, the top of the frog, the side of the frog. I'm going to try gluing the side back on here. So this is the eye of the frog right here. Actually, I'm going to go into UVs and try to straighten this out. Unfold UVs. I get that. It's really good. It's very good. Unfold UVs. The only thing left over was this little bit right here, and I'm going to manually adjust that. And then I'm going to go in here, say edges, select all these edges. Except for that one, and move and so. Looks like I could have got away with some more, so I'm going to keep continuing to go around here. And move and so. See how that works out. Okay, some UVs in this area that just are hard. Okay, I'm going to hit unfold UVs, see how many I can get. That's the only one missing. And looks like this did a pretty good job here too. So that's the top of my frog. I want that one, I had to do that manually because a lot of detail is going to go in that head as far as the eyes go. This I'm going to unfold UVs. And relax UVs. Looks like this one's being a little stubborner. I'm going to go into relax and say pin UVs that are unselected and relax it. Okay, I'm going to grab these faces. If that fails, go into my top projection, planar map it, move it over here, grab the edges, move it so. Well, that mouth is being really stubborn. Okay, so I'm going to flip it once. Flip it horizontally so it matches up. Flip it vertically again, just like that. This one, I'm going to move right up next to it so Maya doesn't have a hard time seeing it, even though it's right in front of its face. And then I'm going to grab the edges and hit just so. There we go. And just kind of look around on this frog to see if there's anything touching or overlapping. And trying combinations of unfold, relax, and just moving it by hand if anything else fails. Got some in that region. It doesn't see that, so I'm going to move it by hand. You'll find Maya 7 actually works better for UVs sometimes too. Just making sure nothing's overlapping here. Okay, the rest of my frog looks good on that one. This is a little stressed out right here. Kind of fade that in. And let's see if this one has anything. That looks okay. This whole row right here looks a little stressed out. So there we go. There's your UVs, and now next I'm going to line them all up on this one square. Okay, now that I have everything set, I'm going to lay out these UVs so they're all on the same ratio border on this little square right here. Okay, so I'm going to line stuff up. I'm going to grab the UVs, go to shell. I'm going to move this and size it down a little bit. And I'm going to tuck it in here. I'm going to try to reattach the head a little bit here. And I'm seeing that it doesn't want to reattach, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Alright, I'm going to lay out these though so they make more sense. Like these legs are really long and they're taking up a lot of space. So I'm going to go to edge, and I'm going to go to edge loop, and I'm going to do cut. Go to UVs, go to shell, scale it down, rotate it a little bit, and move it to right about there. Grab these to shell, move this a little bit to about right here. I'm going to try to fit all this stuff on this right here. Same thing, I'm going to go to edge, going to go to edge loop, going to cut, UV, to shell, A lot of this is going to be a tough sell trying to fit it all in here, but I am going to fit all of these in here. I'm going to put that one there, to shell on this one, move this, UVs, or to edge, to shell, to edge loop, cut, UV, to shell. So sometimes you have to cut your character into several segments. You don't want to get too many segments though, because the more the segments you have, the less likely you're going to get out without any seams showing on your model. Okay, see that one fits nicely there. It's getting kind of close, but I don't want to get any closer than that right there to that border. Okay, that's mouth. Gonna go here. Okay, remember I only have one half of this model done. So, as you can see, this character's taking up a lot of room on the old spectrum already. So I still got one half of it to go, but I'm gonna mirror a lot of these UVs. Boy, it's just crunched up right here. I'm gonna try to unfold this. Yeah, it doesn't like that. To shell, flip it. Now try to unfold it. Notice that worked now. It didn't distort. Okay, that's telling me that is the right angle for those UVs. Unfold. Okay, those unfolded correctly. Unfold, unfolded correctly. Unfold, same. If you hit G on your keyboard, it's the last command. So I'm just unfolding. G. I'm going to relax these two. And last but not least, the mouth. Good. Okay, now I'm gonna... Whoa. I'm gonna try to do undo here. Something went awry. There we go. Wonder what that was. Okay, looks alright there. Looks okay here. That's the important part, right? Okay, so go to object mode. I'm going to edit. I'm going to make sure this is centered. You hit insert on the keyboard, point snap it to the center of the frog, and then edit, duplicate special, negative. This time I want to copy, not an instance, and hit apply. Okay, this side of the frog, the only thing I'm going to flip is his head. So I got the other side of the frog highlighted, and I flip over the head. And I move it out of the way. The rest of the body I'm going to leave mirrored. Object mode, object mode. I'm going to go mesh, combine. I'm going to save this. And I'm going to actually go in here and merge edge tool. And start merging some borders. Just clicking, and click once on one side, one on the other side, then click again, and it joins right into the center. There is no quick, accurate way to do this. You have to do it by hand. Okay, I'm going to highlight my frog. As you can see, I got my frog laid out here. UV to shell. I'm going to move this to about right here. I'm going to go to edge, and we're going to stitch these together. And I'm going to try to fit this thing on this path as best as I can here and still stay within my boundaries. Okay, I see that one goes there rather. Oh, take off point snap. How'd that point snap get on? If you have point snap on, doing UVs becomes a very big headache. So I'm going to shrink this up. I don't want to lose too much texture in my head. But there we go. There's my complete UV frog. I'm just going to make triple sure that I'm not wasting any space. Okay, I gained a little bit of space there. It's not much, but it counts. This hand I'm going to actually scale down just a little bit so I can fit it in here. That way I can get more detail in my head. Alright, there we go. Completely UV'd. Okay, save your scene. Export your model. Now under export selection, I'm going to go click this box. And under OBJ export, alright, everything looks good. All of this is grayed out. All these are off. Export selection. Good. UV frog. Now we're going to go back to ZBrush and import it in.